Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Ingeborg and the channel's name is Stitch TooFar. And I will be discussing what I've been crafting and mainly stitching the past 2 weeks. It is, I always forget lately, I think it's the 22nd of October. Getting close to the end of October anyway, so yeah, that's happening. And good to see you all again. I hope you are having a wonderful weekend or a week, whatever, whenever you're watching this. We are currently in the, well, interbellum is not the right word, but in the intermission period between 2 Flosstube retreats in the United States. The one in Austin is now 2 weeks, I think, and the one in Michigan, Minnesota. Oh gosh. The one over there. Okay. Anyway, it's Sunday. And the one over there in Minnesota, I think, will be next week. And I just watched Arlene's video, Arlene Cohen. If you're not following her Flosstube, you need to go right now. Pause this video, go look her up. I will add a link in the thing. Because she, like a lot of us, had the same experience as I had and many of us had, that we're not actually having fear of missing out. We know we're missing out, and so she decided that she was going to do something about that, and she's trying to organize a spring Flosstube retreat in New Jersey. Oh yeah, that is so going to happen. And yeah, sign me up. But, and I will get to this in this video somewhere because I've got a lot to talk about. But yeah, if I can manage it, I will be there, definitely. Yeah, can't wait. But yeah, already digressing. So, I have a lot to talk about today. I've done a lot of stitching, been catching up, and not necessarily on a lot of different projects. But yeah, I've done a lot of stitching, so let's just begin with that. Then I also have some finishing to share with you, and then I had a trip to my LNS as well as to IKEA, so I have other crafting things I want to share. And at my LNS I was bombarded with all kinds of news that I would love to share with you. Yeah, so it's going to be busy. Grab yourself a drink, pause the video, go grab yourself your stitching, your drink, come back and we'll talk, okay? I'll grab a drink too. It's actually, I think Doxa asked me about what autumn is like in the Netherlands. Doxa Molly, aka the Lazy Stitcher. If you don't watch her, go check her out. I will link her below. But autumn in the Netherlands is like it is today. Maybe I can show you. Well, hang on. Oh God, that was not the best idea. Can you see? It's gray and raining. And I need to figure out how to put this right. But yeah. You're good? You're safe? You're steady again? Okay. So yeah, autumn over here is grey and rainy most of the time. We did have a few warm days. Actually, last week we had the warmest October 16 ever recorded over here. Which means that it was, I think it was something like 24 degrees Celsius. Which I think, I'm not sure, is somewhere in the 90s Fahrenheit. I don't know. You can look it up yourself if you really want to know. But yeah, that was pretty warm. But usually it's like this. It's drab, rainy, not even like real pouring down. Just enough rain to get you wet, but not just, no, yeah. I hate it. I think autumn is my least favorite season of all, actually. But yeah, so the main reason I mention it is because I have my lights on inside just to make sure that we have enough light, because I don't know how it's going to go. But yeah, I told you I was gonna be on all kinds of rabbit trails today. So just let's just start off with some stitching and we'll go from there. So what did I do? Last time I told you my new plans for the rest of the year, which are to have two big projects that I'm going to focus on, which is the Save the Stitches and the Christmas Globe by my local needlework shop, Joke Trebbe. She designed that last year. And then add in some smaller pieces to get some Christmas stitching in. And another rabbit trail. I'm using my old phone to record because I think it was better quality when I did close-ups of my stitching. So I'm going to try that out, but that means that I'm looking at the wrong spot sometimes, because I'm used to by now looking at my new phone where the camera is over here. And now I have to remember to look at you. So if I look away a lot, that's the reason why. But yeah, so Save the Stitches was my plan, and I picked that up. And what I did do was I decided to go with the outline first of all the blocks, because I was getting a little bit worried that I might not have enough fabric. So I decided to make all the outlines first and then do the black work filling next. So that's what I started out doing. So, and what you're looking at is the absolute bottom of the pattern, all outlined. And now I just have to fill it in. So I've started on this block, which I think is block 21 or 20, something like that. So started filling that in. But yeah, it's nice to know that I did have enough fabric. I will put in the details in the description of what I'm stitching on. I think I'm stitching on 25 count even weave. Yeah, I think so. And I forgot to check, but I ordered stuff based on, I ordered fibers based on the description in the pattern. And I think she recommended 2 balls of pearl cotton for 25 count and 3 skeins of black or something like that. And I can tell you 1 ball of pearl cotton is plenty, because I have half a ball left, I think, and that's only for the outlines. So if you are working on smaller count fabric, so higher count fabric, so like 28 or 32 or whatever, you will need a lot less. And I needed so much more of the regular DMC black for this. So I'm not sure if I read it wrong or remembered it wrong, or what I did wrong, or if as usual, I ordered just to be on the very safe side. But yeah, I have 2 balls of black pearl cotton number 12 and half a ball as well. So plenty of black work to come, I guess. But yeah. So yeah, I am happy that I know that this is going to fit, and now I am going to have to start filling it in. But I sort of needed something to push me on a bit again. I forgot to show. Because I don't think I showed you that I filled in this border as well. So let me just do that. But yeah, I sort of wasn't really feeling it to fill in all the patterns, and I must say most of the patterns in these last blocks are quite intricate, and I feel like they will be difficult to stitch. So I'm kind of, that's why I kind of pushed it away and picked up something else, which I will show you. Oh, sorry for the noise. And that is a new start, and I discussed with you on Instagram and in my last video my color choices that I had. I had the option of and this is a freebie from Modern Folk Embroidery. If you go to his website, I will link it below. Jacob de Graaf is his name. He has beautiful designs, and he does like dark designs too under a different name. But yeah, I had the choice between a dark grey fabric and white and a dark brown fabric and blue. And I picked the latter. And most of people on Instagram seem to agree. Because, yeah. So I started this, and I'm doing this over one. And the dark brown is showing black to me, but the blue is pretty accurate. This is the whole width of the fabric over one, or of the pattern. So it's only going to be about this big, because I wanted something for pillow size. But yeah, I'm happy with the color choice. I'm not happy with the fabric because it's weeks. And I don't know what it is with the weeks, but I don't know if it's the color or something, but when you look at it, normally you have fibers going this way and fibers going this way when you stitch. And they are oriented like that. But when I look at it under my magnifier, it looks like fibers are going this way and that way. They are not, but it looks like that. So I don't know what Weeks does with the fiber. Yeah, it's going to be one of those days. I don't know what they do with their fabric, but I'm not a fan. But I had this just to try out for the color, and yeah, I'm using this, and then it will go in my bin of shame and never buy again things. Then I just worked on that for about 2 days, and then I had a bit of a migraine, so I stopped. Because I wasn't sure if it was the fabric or just the in-hand stitching, which sometimes will tense up my neck muscles too, which cause my migraine. So I decided just to leave that. And I started something with a bit easier on the eyes, which is one of my Christmas starts. My Sue Hillis Shiver Me Timbers, the pirate snowman, which is so cute. And I am working this on a 32 count Belfast by Zweigart in vintage grey. And basically that's all I've been working on for the past week and a half. Yeah. So I got quite a start. Stephanie, Lindy Stitches, are you ready? Yeah, that's my new start. I have so much fun stitching this. It's so nice to stitch. So basically, I've stitched everything but the lettering and all the loose snowflakes are done. And the back stitching. And that was so nice. I love it. Let's see. I just love it. Yeah. Can definitely recommend her patterns. They are pretty nice, good to follow. The only thing that is interesting about this one is that it has on the symbol key, the last color is like a pearl gray and doesn't have a symbol. And if you look at the chart, that just basically means everything in the background and some splotches inside here should be filled in with pearl gray. And I looked at this model and they didn't do that either, but they stitched it on the gray. So I'm just guessing. Don't stitch them? I don't know. He has some holes now, which are weird, but yeah. Whatever. Anyway, so now I will likely just finish this in the coming 2 weeks, because when something's that close to a finish, it's hard for me just to put it away. And then I think I should pick up my Christmas globe and work on that for a bit. Or maybe save the stitches, I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, so that was, I think, all the stitching I did, yeah. And then I think I mentioned previously that I have some, that my pile of finished things but not fully finished things was sort of getting big and I needed to do something about it. So I have been on the hunt. I went to IKEA and I went to some other places where they have hobby stuff and where I usually get my frames. So in the Netherlands, that for me is usually Action, which is like a dollar store kind of deal. And I put on my Chelsea and Priscilla goggles and went on the hunt for things that were not necessarily frames but could be used to finish stitching projects. And I found some things that were in my style and would fit with the finishes that I had laying around. So I have been yesterday spending an afternoon fully finishing things, and I want to share the results with you. So let's just start with the easy things. I don't know if you ever saw this. I think I showed it in one of my first videos. Way back in 2016, I think, 2015, I'm not sure, I'm so bad with dates. I was waiting for my Millennium frame to come in so that I could put my Lady with a Pearl piece on it and start stitching that. And of course, as you may have heard, it takes a bit of time for those frames to get in. So I was getting to a point where I didn't have anything to stitch on, and I went looking and I found this pattern that my sister had left for me, which she stitched herself. That's the only thing she ever stitched. And it came from a ladies magazine, a women's magazine in the 90s, I guess, late 80s maybe. And it's I think it's a Marjolijn Bastin design. And I just started this out of despair. And I realized I had it laying around and I should really do something with it now that I know how to finish things. So I just did a fold thing like Vonna Pfeiffer Twisted Stitcher has shown us to do. I had this as a backing fabric, so I just need to find something to hang it on. But for now I'm using this thing that I showed before, the little painter's easel, and I'm just going to stick it on like that. So it will be something to put out in autumn, and something nice about autumn actually, I guess. So yeah, that's one thing I did finish. Then I found some painting canvases, and they were the perfect size for the antique Celtic sampler. So I did this. And it's looking marvelous on here. So this is one of those painting canvases, and now I don't have a staple gun. Yeah, that's what it's called. So I glued it. I didn't glue the behind here, I just glued on the sides and on the back. And I don't mind that. If I ever really want to do something else with this, I can just cut it out, and I still have some fabric left to work with. But yeah, I don't mind that I glued this. Now, I don't know if you ever bought a painting canvas, but it doesn't come just with this. It comes with a bag with wooden pegs. And I have learned how to use them. I didn't yet use them over here, but you see these. Oh, you see over here there are some slots on the corners. So they are meant to go into the corner. Each corner takes 2 of these pegs. If you go to YouTube and look up canvas framing or something, it will show up as a tutorial on how to use these. What they will provide is extra tension to your canvas, because basically they will wedge apart the 2 wooden structures. They will come apart a bit, which means that this will tense up. I know I'm being very clear, not, but yeah, if you want to use them, it will maybe help if you use like these kinds of canvases too, and you don't glue or you don't use staples, but you just use how do you call it? You don't pin it, but you use the thread to keep it together in the back. If you do that, then you might want to use these to give extra tension to make sure that it really fits nicely. Yeah, I don't know if that was clear, but yeah. So this is my finish. Yeah, it's wonderful. I love it like this. It's just because I wanted that feeling of an old map. I didn't want anything sort of distracting from that with frames, so I just thought it would be nice just to have. And the fabric is just so pretty. This is xJudesign fabric, Rocky Mountain. I love this. Amazing. So yeah, that's that. Then I found some like trays, I guess, that are meant to keep to hold knickknacks, and I thought those will be perfect for some of my other things. So I have this tray, and I finished it like this. So I put in Kathy Barrick's Good Intentions. I have this mounted on a cardstock, and I didn't have any magnets, but I did have, oh, showing my name, yeah. I did have Velcro. So, and this is the one that you glue. So I have, what I did is, I'm not sure if I stuck it on here and then put it on there, or the other way around, but when you buy this stuff, it comes with the 2 sides together. And both sides have like a bit of tape that you can take off and you put on the surface that you want to attach it to. So I think I glued it onto this first with one side, and then took off the tape on the other side and pressed it into here, just the way that I would know it was centered. Because if I ever want to use this again for something else, want to switch it out with something the same size, then I can do that, because I just need another piece of felt or something that will stick on, because I put the, you know how Velcro always has a soft side and the plastic side with the little hooks? I put the little hooks on here so that if I would ever want to use it for something else, I could just put something like felt on the back of that, and that will stick to this as well. I don't feel like I'm being very clear today, but yeah, I hope you get what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so I just stick it in, and I will lean it against the wall or something and hang it like that. Or maybe drill a hole and put a hanger on it and hang it like this. But I think I will just lean it against the wall. But yeah, I'm really pleased with this finish too. And then I found this, which is just a basic tray. Nothing special, but I had a look at it and I thought that might actually be wide enough for my flower vase leaves finish that I did, that Arlene designed. And guess what? It is. And I had the luck that my fabric was wide enough that I could actually make a band like this. So this is, again, stuck to, oh God, I'm really bad with words today. But it's stuck to cardboard, acid-free cardboard. Nothing special, and I did put my information and the design information on it. But yeah, I just glued it in and it fits perfectly. And my idea is that I will keep this around, and I use the sides to put other things in for decoration, like for Christmas I could put some Christmas baubles in, or some pine cones. Or if I make more smalls, I could put smalls in here and change them out according to seasons. So yeah, little tray. Would never have thought of that if I hadn't watched Priscilla and Chelsea. And finally, I was at IKEA because I don't think I talked about this in my anniversary video, but when I discovered Flosstube, I was a one project at a time person, and I didn't really have stash. Yeah, I didn't have stash. Maybe 1 or 2 kits that I was going to start soon that I already had ready, because I was like that. I did almost make sure that I had something new to start if I finished something unexpectedly. But yeah, that was it. And then I started watching Flosstube, and I started doing multiple projects at the same time, and I started discovering there was all kinds of patterns that you could buy instead of kits. So I started hunting for patterns I liked, and I started hunting for fabric I liked, and I discovered I needed all kinds of flosses. And basically I have a built-in closet in my living room, and that's where my stash was piling up, and it was piling up so badly that I needed a new place. So that's actually why I went to IKEA, because I actually bought a closet, cupboard, I don't know how to call it, something that I could put all my stitching stuff in. And I can basically say that it's already full. Well, there's one spot left, but yeah, basically all my books and all my stuff is in there now. All my patterns and fabrics, and yeah, so I went from nothing to needing 2 cupboards to store my stash. But yeah, anyway. Anyone else have that problem? Well, it's not a problem, but yeah. So I was at IKEA, and I noticed they have a new type of picture frame, which is like a shadow box. And I thought that might be fun to try out and see if I could use it to finish stitching in. And I did. So here it is. This is the bigger. They have a square version, and they have this one. And I put my trail of song in it, and I don't know if you can see, but it's about 1 inch or 1.5 inches deep. And it has a very thin plastic cover, and actually when they sell it, they have like a pre-cut how do you call it? I don't know. They have this pre-cut thing where you have 3 things cut out where you can stick pictures in, but I took that out, and I pinned my trail of song onto foam board, and I put it in, and it fits. It just fits. And this is my 5mm foam board, but yeah, it just fits. And I thought it would be fun, because if I can put other things on the ledge here, or I can switch it out, and I'm trying to think if I could make it like a real shadow box, but that probably won't work because of the lips are on this side. So I thought maybe I could put it with the facing this way, and then have a deep box with a the front covered instead of the back covered, but that won't work because you can see the lips end. But yeah, anyway. But yeah, I thought it was fun. I thought it might be fun also to try the smaller ones and add in things. You could glue things as well to the sides if you want, if you're not planning to switch it out. And I just like this frame for this, and I was first thinking I would just make it into a wall hanging, but I like it this way. I like it framed. It's a bit of a glare, but yeah. Pretty pleased with this, and I will find a nice spot for it. So I think those were all my finishes. Yep, they were. And then I wasn't done because Tina, Simply in Stitches, and Lori, Mischievous Stitches. You need to change your name, Lori. Mischievous Stitches. Yeah. Mischievous Stitcher. But yeah, they both recently, or a bit longer ago for Tina, I think, showed things where they used Mod Podge and decoupage to embellish things. And all that gave me some ideas. Because when I was at IKEA, I saw that they had little plywood, I think it's called, boxes, and I thought they might be a good size for all my different fibers. So I picked them up and I made them look a bit prettier, and I made a little clip of the end result, and I will show you that here, I guess. Oh yeah, so Mischievous Stitches, Lori, got me onto this idea of using decoupage and Mod Podge to embellish things. And this is one of the cabinets that I got from IKEA. It's called Moppe, M-O-P-P-E. And there's multiple versions of it. This one has a big drawer on the bottom, two medium size on the middle, and three smaller size on the top. And there's another one that I got that I'll show you in a minute. But yeah, I got some nice papers, and I was running out of the butterflies, so I did a bit of my own style there. But yeah, this is housing all my threads. This is my hardanger box basically, and some other things, reserve things, and still room for other stuff. But yeah, I really like it. Now on to the other one. Yeah, so this is the other one that I got. It is the same model name, M-O-P-P-E, but as you can see, it has 6 individual equally sized drawers, and, oh, wrong one, wrong one. Yeah, as you can see, the floss away bags fit in this one perfectly. The other one, they don't fit perfectly because the size of the drawers is different. But this one with the 6 equally sized drawers is perfect. And as you can see, I reversed the drawers. This is the front. And I reversed it and added my own little drawing pulley things, which are little spools. But I must say, I'm not sure if that was the brightest of ideas, because it's kind of tricky to fit them on. I just glue them on, and as you can see, this one has come loose. So yeah, not actually perfect, but yeah, I love it. Probably will find a way to either cut these in half and sew them on, glue them on more thoroughly or something. But yeah, that's it. Bye guys. So yeah, love them, really happy with them, especially the one with the 6 smaller drawers. They are perfect for the floss away bags, really like it. And I'm thinking maybe I should get in touch with Jessie Marie and see if she can hook me up with some nice pre-cut and pre-labeled cards, so that I can keep the bags a bit more straight in the drawers. So yeah, I'm getting onto that. I will link her shop below, by the way. So I am looking at my notes to see if I have left anything out, and I know I've left a lot out, but I'm just checking. Can I? No, I don't have a pen. So I did that, I did that. Yeah. So now we are on to things that I have gotten in the mail and things I have heard when I was visiting my LNS. So let's just start with the mail. I told you I've been ordering books, and they were not always all cross-stitch books, but I have ordered 2 books that mainly are inspirational for me, that I thought I saw and I thought, oh, that might turn out to be a good inspiration for future stitching pattern that I could make myself. And one of them was a book that Arlene showed, and I don't have it near me, but it was the one by the guy from the 1800s with all the, gosh, with all the plates, with all the different countries and their style of decorating. I will put the name here, but I just ordered the one with only the plates, because I got the text version of the book from the download that Arlene showed us. But then I was browsing and I came across this, and it is called Brass Rubbings from the Victoria and Albert Museum, and I was just fascinated with this. I'll show you the back. And it only was a couple of quid, so I thought I would get it, and I think this has potential of being turned into some sort of a pattern someday. And this was clearly meant for scholars or people with medieval education, or because this part of the book, so about 3/4, is all references to who is shown in the rubbing, and their names and their wives and who they are, and things like that, and what age and what costume, and really interesting. But that's not why I got it. I got it for this bit of the book, which has all the, and those brass rubbings are things that are usually associated with religion and burial. But they also have ladies. But yeah, I'm sort of rambling again. But I really like these, and I thought maybe they will be a good inspiration someday to make something. I mean, how cute is that? I know it's not cute, but yeah, I like it. Yeah, so that's one thing I got in the mail, and then I finally got this in the mail. I've been waiting for that for quite a bit, and yeah, I finally have it. And I've heard people say that they were disappointed with it, but I've actually found quite a few things in there that I would like to stitch, and that's actually why I got it in the end. So thank you to everyone who has shown what's in here, because that was really helpful for me in deciding if I want it or not. And then we are finally getting to what I have learned and got at my LNS. Because I got a pattern that has been talking to me every time I went there. It's one of the Dinky Dyes samplers. I like this one. It's the autumn sampler, but it has, I guess it's autumn because it has the Advent wreath. I don't know, but to me it's more Christmassy, so I'm planning on making it into a Christmas thing someday. Yeah, I got that, and I got the new borduurblad because it has the new Christmas square by my LNS owner, Joke. So I will just quickly show you what's in here. And I must say, not a lot that I would like to stitch. And a lot of them are actually series that will show up in a different magazine. So if you want this, only this, realize that some of this you can't finish because you don't have all the magazines issues. But this is the first one. It is a sort of a roll or a long stretch of fabric where all the DMC colors will be added, and they in bobbins, and they are in color family groups. So they have reds and the greens and the blues and the yellows, and it's like a DMC color chart but then stitched, which I think is a nice idea, but yeah, I'm not going to do that. But this is one of those, this is the first in a series, so you just get the red and you have to buy the other magazines to get all the other colors. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 parts. What else? Now this one I did like. This is a little pumpkin cushion, and she has some extra designs as well with a little biscornu and some cards. These I did like. I like the colors. So this is by Alita for DMC. Alita is, what's her last name? I will add her website in the description if you want to look her up. Then some of you might like this one. This is Paris at, in the evening light. That's nice. Might be something for you, Andrea. I heart cross stitch. Or you've done enough of Paris, maybe. Yeah, it's nice, but it's not my kind of topic. And then we have some circles. This is kind of interesting because you could stitch these as individual ornaments, but yeah, I'm not too keen on all the houses. Then we have a Christmas stocking, which is not at all a Dutch tradition, but they are writing about it as if it is originally a Dutch tradition, but I have never seen a Christmas stocking hanging anywhere in a Dutch house, but you know, maybe recently they have, but that is come over from the United States. This is just the ornament, actually a stitch. This is, you can get a kit with the cutouts to make cards, but this is the actual design, which is okay, I guess. No, doesn't float my boat. Then this is the type of magazine that comes with the insert with all the patterns, just so you know. Then we have, this is part of a series as well, an Edwardian dollhouse. And this magazine has this part of the house, so the top. And it is the 4th in the series of 4, so it's the last part in a series of 4. Yeah. And look, Tracy, toilet. It's an old one, old-fashioned one. But there's a toilet, so you're good. And then this one is kind of nice, but yeah, I'm kind of done with the pillows, with the big pillows. But yeah, it's okay. Maybe I would take little pieces of the design for cards, maybe if you took out just a few branches and stitch those as for a card, that might be nice. And then we come to the reason I got this in the first place. This is a new design by Joke, Christmas Square. And here is her older ones. This is the one I'm working on at the moment, the snow Christmas globe. This is last year's design, and this is, I have this one, I have this pattern too, but this is an older one. This is like a sampler style. I like that too. But yeah, this is her latest, and this is stitched with her own threads, her own floss paradijsscharen. And then we have another series with Celtic Dream birds. So I think the yellow and the purple one are in this issue, and the green and the red one were in the previous issue. And here is the whole thing. So what is blotched out is what's still to come. Apparently it's a mystery stitch along. But yeah, I don't know. Not really my cup of tea. This is something that might appeal to some of you. Winter Witch, I like how they finished it, but it's just not my kind of stitching. But it's cute. And this is by excuse me. It doesn't show. Oh. Okay. This is who designed it. Loredana Briozzo? I have no idea who that is. But it doesn't say where it's sold. It might be that it's for DMC. It's DMC design, and they have other seasons too. Which is cute. But again, not my style. I do like the finishing with the skirt. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't do it, and I wouldn't make it, but you know, to each his own or their own. This is again part of a series. We call them school fabrics or something like that. They are like they used to teach embroidery in school, so they had like standard red work pieces, and they called schoolwork. So they have a series of those, and then they have like a family wedding sampler kind of thing. Yeah, it's nice, but I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't have a reason to stitch it. Let's just say that. And then we finally have from a German company some Christmas design. This is on a pillow, and then they have the same design repeated on a tablecloth as well. And that's, I think, all that's in here. Yeah. So that is this edition, number 82 of Borduurblad. So if you want to find more about it, you can go online. I will add a link to the magazine. I have heard people say that they have taken a subscription from an international subscription and they didn't deliver. So if you are not from outside of the Netherlands and you want to make sure that you get this, either my memory is full or there's something weird going on, but I got cut off. So again, I'm going to say, if you want to order this from outside of the Netherlands, I would suggest don't just order it, but get in touch with them first. So send them an email first to make sure that you can get what you want to order. So yeah, then the final thing that I want to talk about is all the news that I learned when I was at my LNS, because I got those patterns and the magazine there, and I got some flosses there. But yeah, so I need to check my list and see if I have covered everything. Yeah, so I was there and I was planning to go not this weekend but last weekend, and then it turns out they were closed because it's the season where they go to all the markets and fairs and things like that. But they were open, so I went, and I went Friday afternoon, and I was they have this setup where they have a room divider that's a closet. I think it's an IKEA closet with no back, you know. It's just a closet, and she has all the patterns and books in there, and on the other side is her kitchen and where you can have a coffee. So I was browsing through the patterns and suddenly the bookcase started talking. Like, what? And it was the voice of her husband. So, and I was looking through it behind the patterns to see where he was sitting in the kitchen, but I couldn't see him, so I was really confused. Okay, I'm back again because my video kept cutting off because my memory is full on my old phone, so I had to go and get some stuff off of there, and that's what you get for talking for close to an hour. But yeah, so it's all good. So we have another 45 minutes, which should be enough. But anyway, I was saying that we had a talking bookcase in my LNS, which turned out it was the husband of my LNS owner, Jan, and I promised him I would share the story because he had a kick out of that. So I was really pleased, by the way, to see Jan well and healthy back at the store again, because last time we had the retreat or the meetup, he was in hospital. So yeah, really pleased about that, and he was looking good. He said he was well with a small W, not a capital W, but yeah, getting there. And so that was one thing I promised, and I remembered. So Jan. And of course, when I go there, I always stay longer than I intend to, because there's so much to see and so much to learn. And I'm checking to see if I did that all. Yeah, interesting news, because we were talking, of course, about her patterns, and she mentioned that she had sent some of her floss, paradijsgaren, to Julia Line from Long Dog Samplers. And if you go to the blog that Julia has, and I will link it below, you can see that she actually received them and she's very interested in them. And it's not in her blog, but as I understand it, she is planning on maybe doing a design with paradijsgaren floss. So that would be really interesting. So yeah, interesting news. We'll see what happens with that, but it's just so much fun. And there's something else I want to talk about Julia, but that's for another video. So yeah, that's what I learned. And I learned if you're in the neighborhood next weekend, from Friday Friday, Saturday and Sunday, her shop will be open. So my local LNS, local needlework shop will be open. Paradijs, what's it called? Borduurparadijs. I will have a link below. And they have a bargain basement, because she had a big shipment of books that I don't know where it came from, but old books, secondhand books from all over the world, in all kinds of languages, but all kinds of stitching. And she's decided that during those bargain basement days, she's going to sell those. So if you're interested in embroidery books, stitching books, whatever, and you're in the neighborhood, go check it out. I will link her website and her address and opening times below. But I will definitely have to go back next weekend and have a look. So if you are planning on going and you want to meet up, let me know, because then I can figure out if I might go on Sunday or Saturday, depending on who's going when. But yeah, let me know if you want to come and have a talk and browse through all the books with me. So that, I mentioned that. yeah, and when I was there, she asked me what my plans were for the spring retreat. So she's enthusiastic about the idea of doing another meetup at her store. I am too, but she made a good point that she said, you know, I need to know because I'm making my plans for next year of when I'm going to do, because she does courses and things as well. And she wanted to know when I was planning my spring meeting, which was just until then just an idea, and now it's becoming something that I'm actually going to do. So that's the big news. And I feel like I'm copying Arlene with that a bit because of her announcement. But yeah, I have been talking to her this weekend about what it would be to do another stitching meetup. And my ideas for that are to make it more like a retreat than just a casual thing. Because if people are... I was surprised last time that people from outside of the Netherlands had plans on coming, and unfortunately they didn't go as planned, but yeah, there were people who were going to come from outside of the Netherlands. So I felt that for this one it would be important to have a bit of a different approach, not so casual. So I want to do it more like the retreats that they have had and they are going to have in the United States. So I am going to talk to some hotels in the area to see about hotel rooms, and maybe for in the evenings a stitching room in the hotel, and see about what the costs would be and what availability is, and match them up with the plans that my local needlework shop has, and come up with a final date. And I am thinking April or May for a weekend, so a Friday, Saturday, Sunday of stitching. We can have access to the store, and normal hours may be a little bit longer, but I will arrange that the whole thing will include hotel stay as well as the shop and a room in the hotel where we could stitch in the evening or late into the night if you want. That's all I know so far. I have not contacted hotels yet, but I will keep you posted on that. I will say that it will not be as big as the ones that I've seen in the UK and in the US, because the shop is not super big, so 20-25 people, 25 is definitely the max that we could do for stitching at the shop. That being said, we might come to an arrangement where we would have a hotel room, where like a ballroom kind of thing, where we would be able to fit more people in, but then we would have to arrange that people would visit the shop in batches. That would be a possibility if there's an enormous interest. But yeah, for now I'm going with 20-25 people, and the setup would be that I would come up with a date, indication of the cost for hotel room rent and separate rooms for the night, and then you could enter and say you're planning on coming, and then at a certain date, if you have not yet paid a deposit, then if you have paid a deposit, then you can cancel until a certain date, and after that date you won't get your deposit back, something like that. It's all in very early stages, but I will try and keep you posted on that, and I will try and look for people who will want to help me figure it out. If you're interested in helping me just in the planning sense and organizing sense, you know, what I need to think of, if you could help me figure out, you know, what would work, and just let me know. I will be happy to have some people give me feedback. But yeah, the idea is that in the spring, somewhere in April or May, there will be and I have to come up with a nice name, so that could be something we could talk about. There would be a Dutch weekend of stitching, something like that. more to follow, but I just wanted to announce it so that I could, you know, hear what your ideas are and if you would like to come and if you have any suggestions, things like that. So that being said, what's the time? Oh gosh. I think there's only one more thing. Flosstube, yeah, did that. Yeah, did that. Yeah. So here's the thing. There's two more things I want to talk about, and one of them is the Dutch random or factoid. Dutch random custom. I don't know what I ended up calling it, but I forgot to do one last time. I have to apologize to some people for that. But yeah, I will share one more food story. Well, there's lots of food stories, but I think I decided I would do 4. And I might do a separate one about all the treats, like the sweets and the cakes and things like that. But yeah, that's not really my cup of tea, but I will do that someday. But the last savory food that is kind of originally not Dutch, but we have appropriated and have expanded upon is French fries, which is sort of a national dish that we have. And if you ever watched Pulp Fiction, there's a scene, I think it's the first scene or at the beginning of the movie anyway, when Vincent is talking about his stay in Europe with the Royal something hamburger, and he also mentions that in Amsterdam they put mayonnaise on the French fries. And yes, that's a Dutch food group. So we have French fries. Originally, I think they were invented in Belgium actually, but that was, I think, still when Belgium was part of the Netherlands. So maybe that's why we also enjoy them. But we have French fries as one of the staple takeout dinners that's available. And there's not a village in the Netherlands that doesn't have a shop where you can buy a takeaway place for French fries. I don't know how to call it. We call them cafetaria. So in a cafetaria you can buy all kinds of deep fried undefined meats and so we have French fries. So that's the potato wedges, well, chips fried. And we have, I think, like 20 sorts of different types of sauces and toppings that go onto them. So the basic would be a friet met. And friet met just means French fries with mayonnaise. That's the standard. And then we have all kinds of variations. So we have friet satay. And friet satay is French fries with satay sauce, peanut sauce. And we have friet speciaal, so special fries, and that is with mayonnaise and curry sauce and chopped onions. Yes, I said chopped onions. Then we have frietje oorlog, which is actually, I'm not sure what's in it because I don't... I'm not that adventurous, but it's like a mix. I think it has mayonnaise, curry sauce, onions and satay sauce. I will look it up and I will find some pictures for you. But yeah, so we have all kinds of weird sauce mixtures that we put on our French fries. And then to accompany it, we have all kinds of meat products that are deep fried, I don't think there's an English word for it, but croquetten, which is basically like a firm ragu, and it's encapsulated into a breadcrumb crust, and that's fried. I will look up some pictures and add them. And then we have things like frikandel, which is basically all the waste meats just pureed into a sausage shape and then deep fried. And I don't regularly frequent the cafeteria, so I'm not really up to date on all the different available foods. But yeah, it's basically all the crab food that you would get from a McDonald's kind of place, but then the Dutch style. Yeah, I will find some pictures and some descriptions of sauces and things and put them in for you. But yeah, that brings me to a different topic, because I've been thinking about this recently. And you know, it's fun to share all these weird customs that we have and to learn about like things about food and other things. But I was feeling the need to talk about some things that might be, well, are definitely not the fun side of our country, because I've seen some comments about, you know, from different places in the world about their own situation and how they're embarrassed about things going on in their country, and I'm like, yeah, you know, those things are going on here too, but you know, that's not the topics that I would automatically share with you. But there are some things that I feel like to be, you know, to show you that it's not all fun and games over here. I guess we all have our blemishes and we all have our things that we don't really enjoy talking about, but are there and should be talked about. So I was wondering how you, as an audience, feel about that. If you would mind or like me to share those things that are, and I'm warning you now, they are not, they're pretty cringe-worthy, and they are, you know, we have a past of colonization, a past in slavery, things like that. Just, you know, to give you an idea of the topics that could come up. Let me know if that's something that you think I should stay away from, or that you think I should actually talk about. I would love to know. So yeah, that's it for now about everything I'm planning on stitching and talking about, except for one thing, because I've mentioned this before. December 5th is when we celebrate Sinterklaas, so the birthday of Saint Nicholas. And we celebrate it for children, and we give the children presents. It's like the version of the Santa Claus in the UK and I think Australia too, and the United States and Canada, places like that, where this weird guy comes into your house and leaves presents for the children. We have the same version, only we celebrate on December 5th. And I decided that I would do another giveaway, and this time it will be a giveaway of a pattern from my local needle workshop, so from Joke Trebbe. For instance, the Christmas pattern that she just released, or an older Christmas present like the one I'm working on, or the one that I think I think Mika showed, or Darling Bluebell showed on the last video, the Quaker one. And I will give away the pattern and the flosses that go with it, so that you can work with her floss, with her paradijsgaren. And I will do that for 3 people. So I will give away 3 patterns plus flosses to 3 winners on December 5th, or the closest to it when I do my regular video. I will leave the date in the description. Now, if you want to be eligible to win this, you will have to leave a comment on this video. You will have to be a subscriber to my channel. Starting from the moment this is uploaded to YouTube. So if you're a new subscriber, I'm sorry, but there will be other giveaways. And I do appreciate your subscribing. But I want to give this as a sort of thank you to everybody who's been watching me for the past year. And who's been subscribed to me and been commenting, and you know, I just wanted to say thank you for that. So, I will add in a few examples of her patterns. I don't have her latest release with the seasons that she's just brought out, but I will, when I draw the winners, I will contact them and I will give them the range of patterns that they can choose from. But just as an example, I will show of what she does. I will show a few patterns so you can decide if you want to be eligible or not. If you want to enter for this giveaway, you don't mention giveaway or anything like it. You have to be 18 or older. If you're younger than 18, I need your parents' permission if you win to give me your address. Because I will be sending out paper copies. I don't do PDFs. And I will be sending out the flosses as well. So I need a mailing address. But yeah, so 3 people have a chance to win a pattern plus flosses each. And let's just make it fun. I thought I was going to ask you about what you wanted to be when you were little, but that's already been done, although I did enjoy that by Buckeye Stitcher, that question. But I'm going to change it. I want you to tell me what would be the best name for the retreat that I'm planning in the spring. So if you can come up with a nice name for the retreat, like Stitchapalooza, I don't know, something like that. Or just if you're lacking inspiration, just put Dutch retreat. I don't care, but mention the retreat and a name for it. And then I will know that you want to be entered into this giveaway. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say. I don't think so, and I'm almost... It's going to be one of those videos again. But yeah, you seem to like it, so okay. So yeah, the drawing will be, let's just say the next video after December 5th. When I will do a video, I will do the drawing then. Yeah, so you have plenty of time to enter, over a month. I thought it would be nice to do that to do a long-term plan for people who are behind in watching Flosstube, and I hope that some of them will get a chance to see it before the drawing. But yeah, I will put in the description when the drawing will be closed. And if you mentioned your idea for a title of the retreat, then I know you will want to enter. And you can also say, I have no idea for a name for the retreat. If you're really out of ideas, then I will still know that you want to be entered into the giveaway. You can't win more than once, so there will be three people who will win. And I will send anywhere around the world. So you can enter as long as you're a subscriber to my channel. And I can verify that, because I mentioned it previously in a previous giveaway. You need to check if people can see who you are subscribed to on your YouTube account. You have to set that so that people to public, so that I can see that you're actually subscribed to me. Yeah, that's it, I think. And the sun is coming out. It's a miracle. I'm gonna have a hell of a time trying to edit this all together. You're gonna have fun with a whole lot of video from me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm just gonna say I hope you are well. I hope you will have a great 2 weeks of stitching, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye guys.